guys, so I love my DVR. I cannot even front because if it wasn't for my DVR, this video would not be popping and happening right now, okay? Because I did not even know that Catfish was coming back. I don't even know how many episodes they have left. I have to try to look it up. But anyways, we back, we on and popping, you guys. So this one is about Johnny and Connor. And happy Pride Month. Ow. Okay, so now it's about Johnny and Connor. Johnny writes in about a guy he fell in love with who he was matched with perfectly on Tinder. They share a lot of the same interests. So he feels like, he cares about this person. This could be the one. And he says that one day Connor totally fell off the grid. He didn't know anything as far as where this dude was. So it was a little fishy. But then all of a sudden homeboy reappeared again. So it's okay, now something's probably not right. The crazy thing about it is that Johnny is a former catfish himself. I feel like I've seen that episode, but it's a little bit foggy in my memory. He wasn't one of the epic people that, you'd be like, oh, homeboy was on Catfish. It's all right. I remember the face, but I don't remember too much else. So now, like I said, he was a former catfish, and it's crazy how he says that he fell for this guy. He's in love with him. He said he has plans for the future with Connor. And he's also convinced that Connor loves him as well, because Connor be putting a little kissy emojis. And when people put the kissy emojis, it's real, honey. It's real. If you don't put the kissy emojis, you don't love me. And that's it. Or if you don't put the ones with the little hearts, you don't love me. It's crazy how social media is what people determine if somebody cares about them. And emojis have become so epic that you're not in a real relationship unless somebody puts the little heart symbols and stuff like that. I mean, two of my friends, they are the emoji. Well, one of my friends actually, she's the emoji queen. I'd be like, dang girl, how you do this so fast? So when Nev and Max get to him or whatever, they talk to him and they're like, yo, we really hope that this is not you because we remember you from before. And he says that the crazy thing about it is that this guy kind of reminds him of his ex a lot. A lot of the same similarities, traits, and things like that. And it reminds him of the relationship that he shared with his ex. And he was really stuck and in love with his ex back in the day. So he says that one thing that he forgot to reveal to them, or he neglected to reveal to them, is that this Connor dude lives with his ex, Cameron. So they well, hold up, wait a minute. This means that he's probably the same person, because that don't make any sense. How your new boo from Tinder lives with your old boo? Something ain't right here. And I wouldn't even want to talk to nobody like that, because that just seems kind of funny. You know what I mean? And they're like, wouldn't you be smarter since you actually played this game at one point? We would think that you would be a little more hip to the game. You know what I mean? You was down with the game. That's why nobody can catfish me, because I was a catfish back in the day. See my catfish stories on my main channel, y'all. I'll try to link it if I remember. But yes, and I got another one. I think I might just do it. I said I wasn't going to do any more story times on that channel, but I think I might. I'm thinking about it. Because I just remembered I had a good catfish story when I catfished somebody, but we'll talk about that. Anyway, so now fast forward to them going to Connor's house, where Connor lives with Cameron. They see the landlord. They start asking the landlord a few questions, if Connor lives alone, who he's been with. And he says he's never seen any other guy there other than another couple that's there. And they show him a picture of Cameron, and they're of Connor. And he was just no, he's never seen anybody like that. He even helps them out by trying to get in contact with Cameron as well. So I guess Cameron was trying to swerve Johnny every time Johnny called. He even swerved Nev and Max. But I guess having the landlord call you, you ain't trying to get kicked out of your place. You want to get this settled. Hold up, you getting close to home. I don't want no problems. So, that's why the landlord kind of called it. It's funny because when they was on their way back, it is so crazy that Cameron magically calls them. But they had a missed call, so then they ended up calling him back, and he answers. So now Max and Nev they speak to him, they pull over, they talking to him on speakerphone, and they just kind of like say what's going on, try to find out if he could possibly be the catfish. And he assures them that it's not him. And he does say that he wasn't even really dating Johnny like that. He wasn't really into him. Things was going like way too fast. Oh, my homemade french fries are ready, you guys. I'm about to chomp those down in a minute. It's morning time. I'm making like fries with banana plantains but no wheat. And I'm also making some... banana pancakes with no wheat. It's like a paleo type of thing. And I'm making some turkey, ground turkey. But anyways, back to what we were saying. So yeah, Cameron was just like, nah, like we wasn't even like that. He just started getting really weird. So I started to pull back. They're like, but why didn't you tell him? And he was like, I guess he didn't want to hurt his feelings or whatever. And he didn't even realize that Johnny was in the car with him. He's like, is Johnny there with you? He's like, yeah, he's hearing everything that you're saying. He's like, and then he kind of said like, sorry, Johnny, but that's how it was. Like, we wasn't even dating. Johnny was just there like, when you're embarrassed and you're like, please, that's not what really happened. Why is he saying that now that we're on TV? Like, if you could caption his facial expressions, those are the type of things I thought that he was saying. Like, oh my God, he's trying to embarrass me on TV. Like, please, dude, what are you talking about? Like that. And so he just looked really sad, low, and depressed at that point. But they were like, you know what, cheer up. At least you know what it is before anything got any more serious. You guys are not in a relationship anymore, so don't even sweat it, man. So now, they know that he's pretty much not the catfish. Later on, they do text this Connor dude again. And no, I think they got a text from him. And then they're starting to believe once again, this got to be Johnny. Like, he just wanted to be around his ex. He wanted to try to get us around so he could see him again. Maybe that's what it is. But no, they met up with Johnny again. All three of them are sitting down. And they were like, don't press any buttons, don't do anything, don't look at your phone, and they still received a text from Connor. So that's how they kind of knew, like, okay, unless he did some advanced, text at 3 p.m. when they get here type of thing, there was no way that he could have been the one actually sending the text messages at that point. So the crazy thing about it, the person that text was like, all right, are you with him right now? They're like, yeah, she's like, the person was like at his house. I'm giving it away before it's time to give it away. The person was like at his house and they was like, yeah. So they was like, okay, I'm going to be over there. I'll be over there in a few minutes. I know where he lives. Like, hold on, wait a minute. That means that it's somebody I know. If they know where I live, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. So they go outside like, all right, let's go ahead and greet the person. Oh, let's say you see this big, well, let's not say big black girl, but, it was a black female named Shayna. And she comes and it was just like so weird because you could tell that Johnny instantly knew who that was, and he's like, yo, this is crazy. So the whole thing is that, come to find out, before he revealed on national TV that he was gay, he that he wanted to come out that he does like guys, he was talking to her. And from the way it sounds like they was doing more than just talking, if you know what I mean. I mean, here in New York, we'd be like, oh, I was talking to homeboy, and talking can be anywhere from somebody I used to date to somebody I used to get it on and popping with. So I guess it seems like they was doing a whole lot of, talking, if you know what I mean. So yeah, she was just like, she felt humiliated. They do have mutual friends. And then he comes out on TV and it seemed like he cared about her so much. And then he just like kind of dropped her. So to get him back, she created this profile to just kind of stay in his life. And they're like, yo, the crazy thing about this is that it's like karma, because this is like the same thing that he's done. He's catfished somebody. And on top of that, it's crazy because this is exactly what he just experienced, where Cameron said that he wasn't really feeling him like that, but he kind of was holding on. That's the same thing that homegirl was doing. He wasn't really feeling her. And Max and Nev, they was just like, well, she tried to ask him, like, are you in, you never really answered me, like, are you into guys, are you into girls? And he was like, I don't really know, and I don't think that's anybody's business for me to kind of say it right now. You know, maybe he's sexually fluid or whatever. He doesn't really have a choice, or he just does what he wants. He's a free spirit, you know what I mean? So that could possibly be what it is, and he just doesn't feel like labeling himself. I mean, why do we need labels and things like that in this world? You know what I mean? Everybody wants to put you into some type of box. Like, just break free. So now, Max and Nev kind of cut her off there. Like, he doesn't really owe you any type of explanation other than why he kind of like left you, and he obviously isn't really into you. So you should really let it go. And, you know, next time if you see somebody say that they're into somebody else, especially on national TV, like, you might as well just keep it pushing, you know? Don't kind of hold on and linger to these things and then try to do something malicious. Like, you know, that's not the way we're supposed to do things in life. So, I mean, all ended pretty well. And at the end of it, from their little 2-month recap or whatever, she did say that they hung out before. They're just really just friends, and they're just they're cool. So it didn't really end up being a bad situation. It ended up being like, I guess you lost a man, but you gained a friend. I guess, you know, sometimes it be like that, because I've had times, where, you know, people have just left me, and I could definitely relate to her, and I guess kind of like to him in a sense, because I don't like that, like, why did it happen type of feeling. Like, no, brother, you want to tell me something, otherwise I'm going to stalk your behind, and I'm going to make you tell me something. You know what I mean? So, it definitely, I could definitely understand why she did what she did, in kind of like in a way, I mean, she more so didn't do it to get closure, though. I feel like she more so did it to get back at him. It was more like a revenge type of catfish. But thanks for watching, guys. Definitely be sure to comment down below. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Later.